Last time on the 40/40.
Many times in worship, a picture will pop in your mind. That's what it means to gaze on with the eyes of your heart. The Lord gave you an imagination for Him to really speak to you.
But we kind of came in contact with some obstacles that we hadn't come in contact before.
Oh no!
You really had to be on your game, which most people were. Most people were on their game that day. So after we got camp set up, that night Devo was a little bit different.
Everybody needs to go find a rock and
that we had to hold it in our hand and we couldn't let it go for any reason. So we knew something was up.
You guys go get all your warm clothes. We are gonna do a pretty long hike.
This is not a joke, is it?
Your harness.
I feel like I'm watching a movie and we are trying to figure out the ending.
I know you guys are like, what's coming, what's coming, what's coming, what's coming, what's coming. We'll get there.
And we go up to this rock cliff.
Oh my God. We go off that tonight. How you guys doing? Yeah.
Coming off the rocks is one thing.
You said it.
Coming
I'll
off
show
the
you.
bottomless cliff is totally different.
Almost the exact same.
Cool? Yeah. Okay.
I'm taking it back. What belongs to me.
All right, team. Love you much.
There we go.
There's no looking back.
This is terrifying. This is a lot scarier when you're actually doing it.
You're gonna lower your body like this and then swing.
So this morning, we got up extra early.
Does everybody have their harness and helmet? Oh no. The climbing area we're going today is super popular. And so we've got to get up early to make sure we beat everybody else to the popular area. So it's kind of a race with everybody else. And so hopefully we got up early enough. Oh, I love bluebird days like this in the morning.
This is the Clam shell, which is the area that we climbed today.
So, it's a fun area, and actually what's cool about today, the reason why we really want to get this area is because the students are going to set up the climbs that we're going to climb on. So they've learned enough to start applying their skills and set up everything. It's a big day.
And we just had to, you know, stake our claim on that.
For some odd reason, all the dates, everybody goes for on like this week. Oh yeah. Every year, if somebody is up there, to be honest.
Knowles is planning the same thing.
They might.
They were right behind us.
Beat those strong guys this time.
Dang it. Here's the clam shell. Kind of cool, huh?
Yeah. It's like a cave.
This is the way to the clam.
That's pretty cool. It's just a huge slide.
Yeah. Could you imagine watching this boulder fall? It's bigger than a large house. Stephanie?
Yeah.
You're gonna want to turn around this way. And then what you do is you put your feet up against your butt like this, so you're sitting. I'll just throw this up. And shimmy your butt up. Like here. Turn around, there's a good foothold right here. You can just walk up. I'll help you, but if you want.
It's great to have instructors that actually know the area that they're programming in. You really feel safe and secure.
Big Zach came through. Love it here.
Very important, and we just got to do a little bit of climbing before everyone else got there, which was a blessing.
Man. Yeah. To life and things that I can say. I have to believe that there is so much more ahead of me. Something that I have to be. Good job, man. So only if I moved just a little bit faster, I would have had it.
It was an awesome fall.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was awesome.
It was a good one. Lauren. Up below. Yeah! I just climbed drop zone, and I got dropped. There you go, flip it over once. It was a lot of fun.
You weren't in the drop zone though.
No, not in the drop zone. I beat the drop zone. I got up there. Why is that wrong? And then I fell. But it was like a 5'10"er. Take a little bit. And I liked it a lot. The fall gave it some character. A lot. I had its peaks and values. It was great.
Look at that. Crack climbing.
At a slow pace, watching as life passes by. Some people fast forward through it, racing to the end.
There you go, Will. Nice. Here comes the tricky part. Just look for good tunnels.
About today. Measure the difference we made now. So live in the moment, live for today. Tomorrow it may be too late. Lose all of the fear that stands in your way. Gone are the reasons of yesterday.
Hi, baby.
If you're ready to move, then don't wait. Live for today.
I'm the guess drop zone out of 5'10", one hand, my shoulders still messed up, so.
More impressive than what I did.
But it was a little iffy, but ended up getting up. It was good.
Very awesome. These guys are beasts. Yeah.
Okay, did you fall? No.
No, but I mean...
Did you cruise up it? It's a yes or no question, Mates. I would like to hear your response.
Yes.
Off light?
Yeah.
Alright, you're fine. Please.
Basically, I always try to get out of things. And Amy never lets me get out of things. But then afterwards, I'm kind of glad. So, thanks, pal.
You were awesome. I'm proud of you. You owned it.
But, I mean, I'm glad I did it. As opposed
It's
to
a
not.
fun climb, huh? You
Yeah.
did really well.
Once I trust my feet, I can really, like, do a lot more than I think I can.
Of yesterday, so live in the moment, live for today. Tomorrow it may be too late. Lose all of the fear that stands in your way. Gone are the reasons of yesterday. If you're ready to move, then don't.
I'm actually from Fort Collins, which is, you know, only an hour drive from here. I never wanted to leave the Rocky Mountains because I loved them so much. I was like, why move away when you got all this wonderful place? Like, because all my friends were like, I'm out of here, you know? And I was like, I want to stay. I love it here. I had a pretty, actually awesome childhood. My family actually made a living in the beginning on trapping. I never realized how different it was until some of my friends started like asking me questions as a kid, but like it was normal for me to like have all these traps hanging in the garage and, you know, like 50 dead beaver hanging there and muskrat and coyote and I'd get, you know, as a kid, like my dad would give me a little knife and I'd just start skinning a muskrat. But it was an awesome way to grow up because that kind of really actually started just my love for the wilderness. So it was fun. So I grew up in a very like outdoorsy hunting and fishing family. One of the greatest blessings in my life was I actually went to a church. It was called Resurrection Fellowship, and it was a big mega church. And this church, their children's program was amazing. I remember being there, and my pastor was just like, you know, does anyone want to give their life to Christ? And when he said that, I just remember, like, I was probably 5, 6. This is one of my first memories, you know. I remember, like, telling God at, like, that age, like, wow, you're real, because I felt him inside of, like, in my chest. It was the craziest thing. And I knew he was real, and I was like, God, I want to follow you. And family life was good. It was good. I remember always just having an awesome time. My dad was always doing something crazy around the house. Well, I remember a couple things happening during while being a child that my parents kind of walked through, and I remember thinking, man, something's not right here. Something's not healthy. So right now, about 12 years old. So I remember coming back from kids camp, and that night was when kind of, I call it just all hell broke loose in my mom and dad's marriage. And I want to preface, like, my mom is amazing. She is a woman of God. She really is a woman of God. And my dad, he is amazing. Both of them are my heroes. And unfortunately, some of the stuff they had to walk through, my sister and I had to walk through in the midst of it. And so pretty much the fallout happened a couple days before my birthday. So really kind of my mom and dad's marriage just fell apart. And the night it fell apart was an extremely harsh and hard night. We went to the neighbors to spend the night, and I remember that night literally, I remember this dialogue as a 12-year-old. Like, I remember like feeling very hurt and feeling very alone, and also scared because now my sister was with me. My sister's a couple of years younger than me, and she is one of my best friends. But I remember like being at the neighbor's house and looking at my sister and being like, how am I going to take care of her? You know, I don't know what's going to happen now. I just felt like it was like my responsibility to take care of my sister. I remember like kind of experiencing a whole bunch of emotions, and like, I remember thinking this, you know, now's my chance. If I want to rebel, I'm going to do it because this isn't right. Or I can follow you, Lord. Like, that was my inner dialogue as a 12-year-old. It still kind of amazes me. It's just His grace. But I found myself at this pivotal season that I knew that would really transform my life. My sister and I got on our knees that night and we just prayed. And it was a desperate prayer, you know. Like, we didn't know what was going to happen, and we could hear what was going on in our house next door. But I remember being on my knees and the Holy Spirit spoke to me and was like, Josh, if you let me, I'll make this beautiful in time. From age 13, you know, through my teenage years, it was very bumpy. But to be honest, I don't know how to describe this, but the Lord really took my word as a little boy pretty serious when I said I want to follow you, and he just grabbed me and He's like, I won't let you go. And during those years of just my parents getting a divorce and going back and forth from mom's house to dad's house, and just the potential of disaster, like in my life, it was like God was so good to me. He like removed me from the circumstances and literally distracted me with His goodness to the point where I was kind of immune to it all. And now I'm not trying to say it pridefully, or it's so His grace and mercy, but He was so good. I was distracted by the war going on around me. Yeah, in the summers I'd spend a lot of time with my dad in the mountains. He would actually work as a park ranger. In the summers we lived at a place called Trappers Lake in a wilderness area. It's a wilderness area. Basically there's this cabin in a wilderness area, and they designated it to be a wilderness area after the cabin was built, so the cabin is part of the wilderness area. So in the summers, he would live there. So we would literally take canoes and canoe to our house. And part of my job was spearfishing brook trout with him. Like, this is the dream. It was like every young boy's dream. So after the divorce, I mean, I got a lot of quality time with my dad and my mom, but it was also hard. But the Lord just always distracted me, and even my stepdad stepped into the picture, and at first I didn't know what to do with it. I have my dad, and then I have my stepdad, and both have been amazing in my life. And actually Gary came to know the Lord after. In high school I started I was a track and field athlete. I was really stoked on pole vaulting, and I found out I had a pretty good talent with pole vault. To the point where it was like, okay, this is how I'm gonna pay for college. I went to Colorado State University. My first year I was what you call a preferred walk-on, but then after that they put me on scholarship, and it just helped. And so that was also an amazing season. Like, our track and field team, I made some of my best friends there, and college for me was also just a major season of intimacy. It was a lot of fun. Like, never really fell into the drinking or the partying scene. It just wasn't attractive to me. It was a good season, but I ended up wrecking my truck. And so I was like, well, I gotta go home now and get a job. And so I then started building water sewages. And that was actually a pretty rough season, because I was like, what am I doing with my life? I didn't know. I was working construction. And, in the summers I worked at SROM, and in the winters I went to school. And then the opportunity for SROM opened up, and Andrew was just like, he called me and was like, hey, why don't you pray about coming full-time at SROM to be the 40-40 program director? I already had done 140. I was like, okay, I'll do another. So I came to SROM to lead a 40, and Amy and I actually co-led a 40 together, and we were like peas in a pod. Quickly became best friends, and we tried our very best to like this has got to be a professional relationship. We got to keep on task. Like we got to do this, you know. And so we did finish out the summer, and it was an amazing summer. The 40 went well, but then afterwards we were just like, okay, what do we do with this? Because she was going to the Peace Corps, and I felt called to SROM, and so we laid it down. It wasn't going to work out at that time. I mean, we can tell you our story later, but long story short, the Lord literally grabbed Amy and plopped her back in Laramie. Well, she got back from the Peace Corps, and then then she was off to Mozambique, Africa. And so basically it was left like, if I don't go and get her, I'm not going to be able to have the honor of being her husband. So so that was when I went to Africa for a few months, and we got married, and now we're just so thankful where we're at. Like, we love leading 40s. Probably even more than doing SROM, one of our greatest passions now is actually raising up healthy spiritual families. If you would have asked me that I'd be working at SROM, planning house churches, and living in Laramie, 3 or 4 years ago, I'd be like, you're crazy. But this is where I am, and it's awesome. And so really, I mean, it's not a dramatic story, but, and I say it very humbly, the central theme of my life is just the goodness of God following me and preserving me and protecting me and being distracted by Him.
So today is day 8 of the 40-40, and today is a day off, but we wanted to do a few things, so we had an optional traditional anchor school, traditional placement school. Austin was willing enough to go out and teach us a little bit about trad climbing.
It's sort of like lead climbing, where you're climbing up and the rope is behind you. And
Toenails. Toenails are lost. Toenails will be lost. I mean, what is this in line of our injuries so far?
This is,
I guess this would be the bloodiest.
You're gonna get evac'd.
Yeah, I stubbed my toe on the invisible stump right there, and my toenail is now separated from my foot. But we're gonna hope that it makes it.
Put the gas part on top of the Neosporin.
Oh, that's tender.
Tenderoni.
Okay.
Look at that, professional. Boom.
Oh, they won't teach that for courses.
No, they don't. That was a perfect fold method right there.
You sure you weren't born a woofer?
So when you go into the backcountry, always get a blister kit. Just in case your toenail comes off.
Oh, buddy. Close toe shoes.
We're close to shoes.
Watch out.
Watch out, killer stump. Watch out, guys, there's a stump right there.
Oh yeah, this one. Oh man, I stubbed my toe.
it takes us to this little zone that's like kind of cool for trad climbing, and teaches us the ropes.
So we're just kind of having fun, chilling out here. We're going to do some crack climbing in a little bit. Some of the other people are chilling out in camp, getting some bathing in, cleaning. It's a good day. So we are learning how to place traditional gear right now. Traditional gear is things like cams, that, nuts like these, nuts and stoppers. And these guys are all learning how to place it. They're practicing putting in their nuts and cams right now. And we're just kind of going around critiquing and practicing how to put this stuff in. That was a blast. It was cool to learn new things, and that's kind of like what I came there for. So learning how to place placements in trad climbing with nuts and cams.
You have these little thingies, they're like clamps, sort of, you stick them into cracks and then they sort of expand, and then you can hold yourself there, like they get stuck.
We're just practicing placing our bolt nuts here.
And they're crazy. There's like huge ones that like go in big cracks, and there's like little tiny, like little.
And then if you can't get it out, you get in there and you push it out with this guy.
And the next thing you have to think about is the direction of pull, the direction of fall. Kind of like what we were talking about earlier for, you know, equalizing anchors and stuff like that. It applies to placements as well, where you have your direction of fall. You want your placement to be facing your direction of fall, so the wire or the stem of the cam or whatever. So like if I am climbing a crack and I put my cam in like this, there's no way I can possibly fall up, right? It's gonna pull it down, and so now all of my pressure is pushing my bottom cams in and pulling my top wings out. You've got good surface area, they're even.
Why did that happen?
So, and the bottom ones that I was looking at, where they have that ability to move, the top ones are like perfect, and the bottom ones keep on wiggling the top ones out.
Gotcha. Would you place that first one, or would you try to find a new spot?
I would find a new spot for that one, because that would most likely yank out on a fall.
Okay, well that's good to know. So we don't want to happen.
And you hook your rope in there, and it can like hold like a large man, like myself or Austin. So it's pretty impressive.
You want to come check out this anchor over here? Tasha and Will have built us a nice little 3-point anchor here. We've got our master point down here and our knot here, shelf here, a couple of legs, got it nice and equalized. And we have 3 number 2 cams with great placements in here. They are all pretty bomber. Really good surface area on all of these wings. They're all facing the right direction. Well cammed. I would definitely hang off this anchor.
Yes!
And then we get to try it out ourselves.
Yeah, we are in Friday's recess. Yeah, Friday's recess. This whole formation is called the Nautilus. It's one of the most popular cracks in the video through this hand finger crack. It's really awesome.
Austin, being the awesome climber that he is, he makes it look like the easiest thing in the world.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no! You jumped through my wall.
Cruises up it, and like even before I got there, I'm just thinking like, how am I gonna get up this thing? Like it looks wicked hard. And, you know, I'm like, all right, well, it's my turn to go at it, you know. And so I go up it, and it takes me like 30 minutes to do this climb. Like I am just struggling, inching my way up.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Hey, I have one word for you. Enchilada. ¿Te quieres? ¿Te quieres enchilada?
I'm just like, you know, it's just a moment I had to give it up to God, you know, like it's more about you, God, than my climbing. Like, oh well, you know, I didn't make it up.
Matt, again, one of the best climbers I think in the crew, one of them. There are other very talented climbers, but he gives it a try and just handles it like a champ. He's kind of like a little monkey, a little rock climbing tool using monkey.
But then I got to do it a second time, and you know, only rested a few times, and it went much smoother, which was a blessing.
Yeah, Sean, come on, bro.
Oh, I got you. That was all.
That was a lot of rope.
That was all rope stretch. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
It was all rope stretch. Because it's climbing so tall.
I have no idea how to do this.
The first time I had chicken fried steak was in Texas. I never even heard of it before.
It's breaded and so it needs to be disguised. You should be suspicious.
Well, I know, and then I was like, and so then I was like, what is this? And they're like, it's chicken fried steak. And I literally like gagged a little bit
because I thought it was like chicken and steak fried together. And I was like, sick out.
I mean, why would you have to have chicken in the title? Like,
because it's chicken fried. It's how you fry chicken. So
it's
good.
just, that just seems wrong to me.
What's better, just fried steak?
I don't know. Like, steak on the grill? Yeah, how about regular steak? Hey, Tash.
Maybe chicken stuffed with steak would be
There it
good.
is.
What's wrong with eating two types of turf and turf? How is that gross? It's like surf and turf.
Yeah.
It's turf and turf.
See, this is why this climb is called deception. Because it looks like it's easier than it is. There it is, Tash. Way to go, girlfriend. That's awesome. I don't want that. I don't got it. I don't want. Yeah, talking about Mexican food is not good.
Yeah, I had a really good day. Needed some downtime, some solitude, and the Lord just really, I don't know, spoke to me about, I guess, just all the blessings He's put in my life, and He's really gave me a reason to be thankful, and kind of showed me a lot of just like simple work that's at my hand at home, you know, that I feel like He just put like different people in my heart and stuff, and it was really encouraging.
Y'all, look at the sky. Sorry.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
That's beautiful.
Right at night, sailors.
Oh, so beautiful. That's beautiful. That kind of goes along with what I was going to say. Today, I just like, I felt at peace today. Even with like my toe and stuff, I still felt like, yeah, it happens. Honestly, haven't felt at peace for a long time. So I was washing my hands at the faucet thing, and I just had this kind of feeling come over me, and just this feeling like you were worthy. And that was just,
That's awesome.
that was awesome. I don't know where it came from. Just there's just a light breeze like through the aspens and stuff, and it just was like really symbolic to me. So it was really cool. That was me.
Small, still whisper.
Today was just kind of awesome because it made me kind of question my my path.
It was a good day. I had a really good day. And it was nice to just be able to, like, you know, when you like think about your life inside your head a lot, and then you're like, maybe I'm not thinking so normally, and you just get some feedback.
Hollywood type thing. I mean, just kind of, that's where I wanted to go, make movies and stuff. And you know, the past week or so, and including today, just made me appreciate just where I've been in my career so far, and where it is like right now, and how awesome it is. And
well, I felt like, to be honest, today was a major like testing day. And this is what I felt like the Lord was speaking. Like, you've been in the season, you've been in the training ground, but now you're in a proving ground. Not like you're proving for the Lord, but there's a big difference between a training ground and a proving ground. And I'm moving into a season of really proving the proving ground, where it's like it counts. It's not training anymore.
I was just writing this morning when my laundry was drying, and I just kind of like had this thought, like God's saying, like, especially after last night, like,
if I'm gonna be what I believe you're calling me to be, I'm gonna let this go.
Right now, we're gonna transition into sharing our burdens, and what this represents.
right where you're at is where I want you, like, in like two ways, like, thank you for like following me and like coming to this place, and in another sense, like, who you are right now, like, just come to me with that, and that's all you need to do.
Yeah, I spent a lot of alone time today. When things like last night happen, a lot of times I don't think I really let it set in. I love corporate worship so much, but you know, I think there's some things that God reveals to you in those secret, quiet places that are just really special. Well, I'm reading this book, and it's weird because like even when I was in rehab and I was talking to Josh on the phone, like things that like people that I trusted in rehab, like Josh would say, like just all these like parallels were happening in my life, you know? And like a big one that's happening right now is about the law of sowing and reaping. And it's just like in like 3 different areas of my life, like it's kind of playing out. And so I pick up this book and there's like a whole chapter about it. And it was just crazy. And like, I just realized that like, I just kind of made like a commitment to the Lord today that like I'm gonna be like the farmer that sows, you know, and like I'm not gonna be like the one that feeds off of other people that have been sowing, you know. And so it's just really cool, like, and like one thing the book says is that like today is the gift, you know, and like I can either like be lazy with the day or I can sow and wait in faithful expectation for the plentiful harvest, you know. And that's just kind of what I choose, you know.
But it was awesome to ascend the climb I did today. It was like by far the hardest climb I've ever ascended. Yeah, working as a missionary in North Africa, like I don't primarily see myself as like a tent maker is kind of the catchphrase. Like somebody who goes to be a missionary, they have another job that's kind of like their pseudo job, but they're really there to be a missionary. Like I see myself as being a real guide who just lives a life as a believer there. I don't want to like. I just don't think it's good to have like a dichotomy between the two. Like you are one person, you know. I just think it's kind of deceptive if you view yourself as 2 different things. So for that reason, like I want to actually be legitimately able to guide and climb things and be able to lead other people up stuff and that kind of thing. So it's just encouraging to see myself moving forward in ability, because I know that translates into kingdom work. It's encouraging to know that I can be what I want, what I feel called to be.
Sean, I thought it was really awesome to see you persevere too, because it could have been easy to give up, but you rocked it. And I'm just really proud of just your perseverance. You know? You're right. Like sometimes it's just a climb, and sometimes it's something inside that's like, you know, there's something bigger that you're going for.
I just got a good amount of tag time in the day. Just kind of get alone and just kind of resting His presence again. That was just really good. Just kind of, yeah, just really not thinking about anything. Just kind of just waiting on Him. Just kind of resting there. He just kind of told me just be still. You know, just be at peace.
I'm not the kind of person that can just be super busy every day. I just need days to do like nothing. Just relax and just think about life, and thought a lot about my wife and how I miss her and stuff like that. So.
I love teaching people rock climbing, just because I love it so much. So that was just really enjoyable for me today. Being able to teach you guys and see you learn what I enjoy. So,
well, I wanted to go learn trad stuff, which was fun. But I didn't want to go to the Nautilus because I knew Fridays was going to be there. And I had tried it once and failed, and I was like super frustrated that I couldn't climb it. But like, I guess God just kind of showed me at dinner there's like more here than just climbing. And like, it was nice just to be able to chill with everyone and have like an extended time together, like cooking a full like 3-course meal and just like hanging out. So it was good.
Well, coming into this climbing was a big thing for me. It's very, and like, in that is more me seeking, me proving myself and trying to be better and everything. It's much more of a pride thing, and I think that might have been starting to take priority over God. And since I came here, I felt that on my heart, and I've just been working on it. And today, climbing at Fridays, and I've been praying this before every time I pray. Just, God, if your will is to have me get up this rock, let me get up this rock. And if I don't, well, then I guess you got something better for me. And the first time I climbed Fridays, it was Struggleville. And I think that was just God humbling me. And every time I struggled, I just prayed, hey, God, give me strength to push through this. But again, if you don't want me to do it, then I won't do it. And then I get up a little bit farther. And then I try going on by myself, like trying to get past that, and then I just have to pray again, and then I get up farther. And that was really God, like me relying on God through everything kind of thing. And then once I got down, you know, just thought about it a lot and stuff. And then after I retried Fridays, and I think God blessed me with a lot better of a climb. So that was great.
I was walking today, and I shared this with Anthony, which was also a good thing, being able to talk to Anthony on the way to get water. But the thought came to mind, like, you know, what does it mean to pick up your cross daily? Like, what is this whole, like, we prosper in Christ, but we also, like, join in his sufferings? And then I thought of the pick up your cross, and I think maybe the Lord said to me, like, it's about doing the little things and the big things that are for others and for the sake of the kingdom that normally you wouldn't do on your own, like you just wouldn't do for yourself. And I think it's as simple as that. And that's just my thoughts, and that's probably just a small piece of the picture, but I just felt like this, like God was giving me a grace, like, don't worry so much about, like, picking up these, like, carrying your cross as being this, like, huge burden, like I have to make myself suffer, but that, like, it's about it's about taking your eyes off yourself and just looking for what God is already doing. It's just about doing the small things that the Lord is already doing, I think is what the Lord impressed on my heart. And that was a cool thing, because that's easy.
Next week on the 40-40.
So we're moving into the multi-pitch phase of the coursing. It really is the final for the last 8 days.
We did what's called multi-pitch, which is another interesting variation of putting yourself in danger.
I'm here at Surround doing 40-40 because I'm trained to join a ministry called Nap's Edge Ministries in North Africa.
It's gonna be a good time, I think. Maybe not.
Okay, so we're making beautiful pie, apple pie,
from
in the
scratch.
wilderness.
We're trying now, we're trying to flip this.
Which isn't gonna work.
We got some nice editors in the group because I'm on the injured list and can't climb.
I was standing on the clamshell, and all of a sudden my back just kind of seized up, and it was really, really painful.
Technically, we've got Sunday and Monday before you need to have your boots on.
So I guess we'll just wait and see then.
Somehow, the human being is supposed to climb up around the roof and back up.
But the point of multi-pitch is really to foreshadow that place of, man, I gotta dig deep. If I don't feel like I can do, I'm gonna will my way through it, and really take that next step of courage and doing the thing they never thought they could do.
Man, you walk everywhere in this sport.
What is you dancing for?
And
macaroni dance.
How is it? Good?
Macaroni dance. Macaroni dance.
You got the
macaroni dance.